All right, folks, what is good? 23-10. Georgia Southern goes down to Marshall. They lose three in a row, and it's very disappointing. I will say this. I didn't like the product I saw in the field. It looked like we're continuously regressing from what we had before. After the Old Dominion game, when we did fairly well, the James Madison game when we did phenomenal, it seemed like we've been backsliding ever since, and it really sucks. It does. But I'm going to talk about this real quick, and I'll give you my thoughts and opinions. I left the game after the third quarter. Well, in the middle of the third quarter, had to go. My son was ready to come back to the room. My wife was cold, and I understand. I mean, it's just, you know, it's not their thing, especially my son. He's 3. My wife, she likes football, but she's not really into watching it for a length of time like that. But it's all good. End up getting back to the room, and I watched the rest of the game, and nothing was happening with Georgia Southern. It was very disappointing, really. Even from the beginning, the defense just is not where it needs to be. The offense have regressed, and I know there were injuries, but you really can't look at it, the injuries completely. You can't, because it's just some form of execution is just not there. It's just not, and something needs to change. I don't know how you backslide throughout the rest of the season. And I just don't know. In some cases, I know the season prolongs and things happen and things is not just on point. But at the same time, you would think things would get a little bit sharper with repetition. So that's where I'm mostly thinking like something isn't right here. And hopefully going into next season, it'll be fixed. I'll get your pajamas, baby. Yeah. Hopefully in the next season it will get fixed, because we got one more game left. And it's like one of the poorest rivalry games I've seen in a long time. You know, Appalachian State and Georgia Southern going to be playing each other for bowl eligibility. Both teams are like near 500, if not under 500. It's really sad. But I don't have much to say about the Marshall game, the Georgia Southern. I don't have much to say about it. Don't really need to get into stats. But with me being there, watching it, and then watching the other part of the game here in the room, I was more like just disappointed. I want to see these guys bounce back one more time and see if they can beat App State. But you got Cameron Peoples coming in. And if you've seen what Cameron Peoples can do as far as running the ball, it's going to look very similar to what Ali and Layburn and these other guys done for Marshall. It was really just a clinic the way they ran the ball. And it's almost it's really a testament of what you've seen this entire season. Georgia Southern just had a problem with stopping the run, and that's basically what it was. You know, just they can't stop the run, and it's bulletin board material. It's really just bulletin board material. Appalachian State is going to know what that is, and they're going to go right in, and they're just going to run the ball against us, because every team that tried to run the ball against us just actually was successful. So at the end of the day, I feel that Georgia Southern need to tighten up on that. They got one more game to do it. Hopefully, if they win that game, they'll go to a bowl game. But I was just really disappointed with what I seen, because at the end of the day, you're mostly looking like that's really your Achilles heel. The offense can't really function too well because of injuries, but there's no reason why we can't get the other team off the field. And we can't get the team off the field because we're constantly letting guys run over us. And that's literally what happened with Marshall. That's literally what happened with the last game with Louisiana. And, you know, you could just keep going on and on and on. The running game anybody who run the ball against us is killing us. Georgia State even beat us at the run game, believe it or not. You know, it's just that South Alabama is another one. And Marshall did the same thing. So there's a blueprint out on this team, and hopefully that will be fixed next season, because we basically got one more game left in the season. And Appalachian State is coming down to Paulson. And like I said, if you've seen anything like what Cameron Peoples could do, it's going to look a lot like what Ali and Layburn did for Marshall. And it's like I said, it's just disappointing. I don't want to knock the guys or whatever. I don't really beat up on any of the guys. These guys are kids. Even though some guys been in 6, in some cases 5 years, they're still kids. And I'm not going to bash any of these guys for playing their heart out because those guys are playing tough. But there's just some things about the game that is what it is. And one of the things is they didn't do too bad in the passing game. I know there were some guys that was open, but in football nowadays, guys are going to get the benefit of the doubt in the passing game. It's just going to happen. Guys are going to be open in the passing game. You ain't going to do nothing about that. You're not going to find too many shut down people in the passing game. But running the ball, that's just all about tackling. This is not football. Football is really good when you can run the ball, but it's not that good when you can't tackle and the running game just look that good. And that's basically what it is. We can't tackle, so their running game, anybody who's playing us, their running game is looking good. So passing game, yes. Running game, that got to get cleaned up no matter what. Because guys are always gonna be open. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully we'll see what's going on with this Appalachian State game. I definitely will be uncovering that throughout the week. But the experience being at Paulson was cool. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Shout out to everybody who I saw. Shout out to everybody who came up and said hello, and I really appreciate it. But wish we would have had a W. But I'm getting up out of here, and I will talk to y'all later on, maybe tomorrow, with the Falcons game. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. Peace.
Bye-bye.